So here you are, memorizing all these hard and fast rules of grammar when you stumble upon idioms. An idiom is an expression that cannot be understood from the meanings of its separate words, but that has a separate meaning of its own. Basically, idioms are the accepted way of saying something. Native English speakers will generally recognize a misused idiom because the sentence sounds off. In this lesson, we'll go over some of these, as well as diction errors that are typically tested on the SAT. Some common idioms that you might see on the test include agreed on, comply with, decide on, different from, in contrast to, inconsistent with, and in accordance with. The SAT will test sentences that pair words with the wrong preposition, something like comply to instead of comply with. Let's take a look at an SAT problem. Quick to take advantage of his mother's preoccupation in proper nutrition, Jules convinced her to cook a large breakfast for him before he went to the beach for the day. How did that sound to you? Did something seem a little weird? Maybe right around the underlined preoccupation in part? That's because the proper idiom is preoccupation with. Circle answer choice C. Idioms are tough to study for because they're all about common expressions. Reading, and more reading will help to get you familiar with idioms. But it still helps to study because with each question, you get a better idea of what's being tested and how. Let's shift gears now and take a look at diction. Diction is the choice of words or phrases. In this section, the SAT will also test words that are commonly confused. Words that might be tested on the SAT for appropriate diction include accept versus accept, affect versus effect, allude versus elude, allusion versus illusion, complement versus complement, and discrete versus discrete. You get the idea, right? I'm sure you can also tell that studying your vocab will totally pay off when it comes to diction. The more words you know and how to use them, the better your test score will be. Okay, let's take a look at a test problem focused on diction. The petition requesting that the president reconsider his stance on stem cell research included the signatures of dozens of eminent scientists. Reading this sentence, there doesn't seem to be a glaringly obvious grammatical issue. But read that last clause of the sentence again, and you'll see that the section has an error. Signatures of dozens of eminent scientists. We know that this section talks about signatures from scientists, and the next sentence begins with the phrase, these famous scientists, giving us another clue. The underlined word imminent means likely to happen soon, which makes no sense. However, imminent sounds very similar to eminent, which means well-known. So answer choice B is our answer. Moral of the story, study your vocab and pay attention to nuance. If you're reading too quickly, it's easy to miss diction errors. So if you think there's nothing wrong in the passage, read again and closely pay attention to every underlined term and phrase. It's possible that no change is the right answer, but it's a good idea to make sure you read everything properly first. Now go check out some more practice questions to hone your diction and idiom-seeking skills.